April 28th, 2026. Let's get into it. Quick shout out to today's sponsor, GridTerm. Run multiple terminal sessions side by side, perfect for Claude Code or Codex Power users. Hit gridterm.com, link in the description. Elon Musk took the stand in his trial against Sam Altman today and casually dropped that AI will be as smart as any human by next year. He told the jury he warned President Obama about this back in the early days, called Larry Page a speciesist for not caring about AI safety, and said OpenAI literally exists because of that fight. Then he spent the rest of the day going through old emails with Jensen Huang, fighting about the original equity split, and revealing that OpenAI almost did an ICO before Musk shut it down for being, quote, kinda scammy. It's basically corporate Game of Thrones with a side of AGI doom. Speaking of OpenAI drama, Microsoft's exclusive grip on OpenAI is officially over, and Amazon wasted exactly 0 seconds gloating. Andy Jassy tweeted that the new agreement was, quote, very interesting, and by Tuesday, AWS Bedrock was already serving OpenAI's latest models, Codex, in a brand new product called Bedrock Managed Agents. This comes right after OpenAI's up to $50 billion deal with Amazon. Microsoft keeps its license through 2032, but loses exclusivity. Translation, Azure's biggest moat just evaporated, and somehow Anthropic is still winning because Microsoft is now also building agents on Claude. Meanwhile, Google just gave the Pentagon access to its AI on classified networks for basically any lawful use, and they did it specifically because Anthropic said no. Anthropic refused to allow domestic mass surveillance and autonomous weapons, and the DoD retaliated by branding them a supply chain risk, a label normally used for foreign adversaries. 950 Google employees signed an open letter begging Google to follow Anthropic's lead. Google said nothing. OpenAI and xAI already signed similar deals. Anthropic is in a lawsuit over this and just got an injunction. This one is going to define how AI companies do business with governments. GitHub just announced that starting June 1st, Copilot code reviews are going to start eating your GitHub Actions minutes. Yes, you read that right. The AI feature you already pay for is about to also bill you for the runners it uses to do the review. Public repos still get free Actions minutes, but if you're a Copilot Pro business or enterprise customer with private repos, your bill is about to get more interesting. The internet's reaction was somewhere between resigned and feral. And then there's this. Researchers just released Talkie, a 13 billion parameter language model trained only on pre-1931 text. No internet, no code, no knowledge of World War II. They're literally simulating what it's like to talk to someone from 1930. They trained it on 260 billion tokens of historical books, newspapers, and patents. The wild part, they're testing whether a model trained up to 1911 could independently rediscover general relativity like Einstein did in 1915. That's not a research project, that's a thought experiment with a GPU bill. Microsoft just open sourced Vibe Voice, a frontier voice AI that does both text-to-speech and speech-to-text. The TTS model can synthesize 90 minutes of audio with up to 4 distinct speakers, and the ASR model handles 60-minute audio in a single pass with speaker labels and timestamps. It uses continuous speech tokenizers running at 7.5 hertz, ridiculously low, which is how they hit that kind of efficiency. Natively multilingual across more than 50 languages. Free, open, and frankly better than half the paid voice APIs out there. Red Hat engineer Sally O'Malley dropped Tank OS, an open source tool that wraps OpenClaw inside a rootless Podman container so it can't see the rest of your computer. She built it on a weekend because as an OpenClaw maintainer, she's worried about what happens when this stuff invades the enterprise. And she's right to worry. There's already a horror story of a meta security researcher whose Claude deleted all her work email. Another agent dumped a user's WhatsApp DMs in plain text, and there's malware specifically targeting OpenClaw users. Containers don't fix dumb agents, but at least the damage stays contained. Lovable just launched its vibe coding app on iOS and Android, which is wild because Apple has been blocking vibe coding apps left and right. Replit got blocked, vibe code got blocked, anything got pulled from the store. Lovable somehow snuck through. The trick is they don't run generated apps inside the host app anymore. Previews moved to web browsers, which is what Apple actually objected to. Now you can voice prompt an app idea while you're at the gym and have a working web app by the time you finish your set. YouTube is testing a feature called Ask YouTube, where you ask something like, plan a 3-day road trip from San Francisco to Santa Barbara, and it gives you step-by-step results, text, short clips, and longer videos all stitched together. You can even ask follow-ups. It's premium only in the US for now, 18 and up. Google's been shoving its AI mode everywhere: search, side-by-side browsing, Gemini Canvas. YouTube was the obvious next move, and yes, sponsored placements are coming. And finally, iOS 27 is bringing 4 new AI AI photo editing features this fall: extend, enhance, reframe, and clean up. According to Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, Apple is adding an entire Apple Intelligence Tools section to the Photos editor. Cleanup is the one AI tool that already exists, and it got smoked by Google's Magic Editor in pretty much every comparison. So Apple is once again catching up to Google a year and a half late and calling it innovation. One more time, if you're juggling Claude Code or Codex sessions, give GridTerm a shot. GridTerm.com, link below. That's the news. Talk tomorrow.